What's good, man? We back. It's Playworld Radio, man. Who we got in the motherfucking building?
Yeah, BEEN1. You already know, man. The messenger, voice of the West. You know what I mean? The leader. You know.
For sure.
We're going to play.
For the people first time tapping in, let them know where you from and all that.
Yeah, man. I'm from the original West. You know what I mean? I'm from the original West. Born home. Zone 1. Real Atlanta. You know. But it's a whole nother story.
Type shit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so what was it like, you know what I'm saying, growing up out there?
I mean, you know, ghetto living. You know, I mean, we was struggling, but we were making something out of nothing. You know what I mean? It was more happiness than struggle. You see what I'm saying? As you get older, you would like realize, like, damn, like, the struggle real. You know what I mean? 'Cause rent back then was so cheap. You know what I mean? And if mom dude can't get up that, you're like, damn. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's crazy. But born home, you gotta be a tough soul coming out of born home for real. Like, yeah.
That's legendary though.
Yeah. You gonna see it all. You gonna see it all like that.
I heard about that before. I ain't even moved to Atlanta.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So you make it out of there, yeah.
So around like what age did you start getting into the music and shit? Like what got you into that?
I mean, I had an uncle named Kendall Beatty. I don't know if you're familiar with him, WLCK radio station. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so what it was, like, I was into sports or whatever. And he was basically like a mentor / you know, second dad basically or whatever. But he never like told me what he did or whatever. He just said, anything you want to do, I'm behind you 100%. You know what I mean? So I just said, shit, I just want to play sports. So I ain't even realized, like I said, we from the hood. So it's more about the happiness than the struggle. Whatever. So all the material stuff, I don't care about it. You know what I mean? Cause you know what I mean? We came from nothing. So having nothing, you know what I mean, to a little something, you know what I mean? You gonna be grateful regardless. So yeah, he just told me that. So a situation happened, like I kind of figured it out, whatever. Because my sister, she said she wanted to become a model or whatever. Mm-hmm. So my grandma ended up linking with this model agent or whatever, and I said, I'm about with like 13, 12, you know what I mean? We go Dave Buster or whatever. So remind you, I don't know, I'm at Dave Buster, man. You know what I mean? I'm from Born Home. I'm at Dave Buster. You see what I'm saying? I ain't worried about no conversation, but I was always that young, you know what I mean, young man that was ahead of my age or whatever. So I was smarter than I was always the oddball, you feel me? Like anything people do, I try to do the opposite type. But in a good way, you know what I mean? So yeah, so we right there at the restaurant or whatever. And they was talking to my grandma or whatever. You know, we sitting there eating, you know, we at these games or whatever. And then I guess they get down to the pricing or whatever. So she was like, well, you know, it's gonna be such a month or whatever, like $3,500. You know, back then, $3,500 a month, that's a lot of money. So she was telling us, so she was like, okay, cool. So instantly when my grandma said, okay, cool, she was like, my grandma like, okay, cool, I'm finna call my brother. And she was like, hold on, you sure? You know what I mean? She like, who your brother? She said my uncle name, or what? Man, the lady passed out. You know what I'm saying? Grandma said, go play, you feel me? I'm like, I still don't know what's going on, you feel me? So I'm like, what the hell, like, you know, but I'm around it, you know what I mean? Like, one day, time on my birthday, he took me to the Georgia Aquarium. But I never entered this motherfucker like this, you know what I mean? So, remind you, like, Tennessee with Aquarium was normal for the hood, you know what I mean? Go out of town, just like the Myrtle Beach now, you know what I mean? Shit like that. We went to the Georgia Aquarium. I never entered in the garage. I never even seen VIP service at a aquarium. Yeah. You know what I mean? I never knew. So we go in the garage and we go downstairs or whatever. We come to the door, through the door. I'm still a child. You know what I mean? Shouts out to Ken Rye. That's his right hand man. He was there too. He got the hot ice Atlanta down there. What is it? Pine City. Yeah. So we go in this little door. So I'm like, where we at? We supposed to be at a aquarium, what we doing here? So mind you, I don't know so it's a long table, like I'm talking about a long table, like the table so long, number of food on, like I'm talking about nothing but food, like this shit was so crazy, like you could eat again. So and I figured out we was in the aquarium, so you like, okay, it's time to go. And I'm like, go well. You know what I mean? We supposed to be going to the car. Yeah. You know what I mean? That's how I figured out about the aquarium and the caution do not enter those. That's the door to the VIP section. That's why I say do not enter in caution. So when we come out the door, I look at it. I'm like, oh my God, it's crazy. You know? So time going, I'm still not knowing. So he always talked about a dream house or whatever. Just talked about it. So he finally got his dream home or whatever.
So basically, like, he was the one who inspired you.
Yeah. But it was like at first it wasn't a thought of. Yeah. You know what I mean?
It was just through the lifestyle.
Yeah, through the lifestyle. So it was like, he said somebody dream home or whatever. So I don't know what no dream home is, you know what I mean? At that time, you know. Right. I'm thinking about shit, when these J's finna come out that week, I'm finna get them. You see what I'm saying? I ain't thinking about that. So he ended up getting it. Long story short, he passed like a week later. Funeral was like, so this how I knew, like, it was crazy. It was all over radio stations everywhere, like Chris Brown, Bow Wow, India.Arie, Erykah Badu, Ludacris. Like, it was like a lot of them just spoke at the funeral. And I'm like, what the hell? Like, you know what I mean? Like, so my grandma just looked at me like, your uncle was an important man. I'm looking at my grandma like, what the hell wrong with you, grandma? You feel me? Like, but it was more like, but that's when I ain't gonna say started taking music serious, but like I tapped in with music, you know. Cause my father, he was an artist back then, you know what I mean? Like, and he sing or whatever. So I never knew that, cause people, you go around and say like, I'm surprised you not tapping on the dance or being in singing. I never understood that. You know, like, till I heard my daddy sing, you know. So yeah. So it's just a lot. So that would inspire me. So through high school and all that, you know, still in the streets, hot, you know what I mean? But we was doing music then, but it was for the wrong purpose. It wasn't for no, like, you know what I mean? We finna blow. Nah, we were doing this shit for beef, like straight smoke. Like, anybody know, anytime I got on the track back then, did a song, it was like these songs or beefing or whatever. Mm-hmm. So it got to the point where we started popping. You know what I mean? Like, popping heavy. But we so young, we don't even know, like how big we is or how much we popping. Because every time we had these shows, go to these clubs or whatever, we there for an art. You see what I'm saying? So it was just going like that. Then we got serious with it with a group, OTG Gangland, you know. And we pushed. We was damn near death, like an inch away. Then Jimmy got killed by the officer. You know, Jimmy Ashton, long live Jimmy. But yeah, long live Jimmy, long live Prophet, long live Low. You know, long live Shady, greatest.
That's deep, man.
Yeah, I actually heard your brother talk about that in the last song he just shot.
Yeah. Yeah, it's deep though. Like it's so much deep and pain and torture behind this. Like, it's just like only the strong survive, basically. You know what I mean? You can't be weak minded out here, because at the end of the day, they already try to put us in this 8% mindset. You know what I mean? Yeah. Facts. I could get real deep. Nah, facts. You know what I mean? But
what would you say is like the first song that like popped off for you type shit that really like started getting you some motion?
It's crazy because like I say, we didn't know how hot we were. Yeah. But I mean, like, give me an error rate, you know what I mean? So like, far as
like just when you first started type shit, like what was the
when I first started,
like when you first started putting out music, what was the shit that people came to you like, nigga, I'm fucking with this shit?
Oh, well, we did that shit get real. Yeah. Oh my God, that motherfucker. But it we didn't know what that motherfucker was hitting. You see what I'm saying? But we didn't know how hard it was hitting. We just listen, but you listen to that motherfucker right now. That motherfucker straight is on YouTube right now, going crazy. But that was like the first like club song, like the first song I like did and got on. We did a feature with Troy, and that motherfucker went skyrocket. Like, I ain't lying. He called We Winning. That motherfucker went skyrocketing, like 80,000, like fast though. But you know, we just stupid, bro. Like we different, like.
So taking what you gained from your experiences now, and then like, do you look back at it with any regrets or like?
Oh no.
Like, damn, like because like a lot of people that like, for most people, most niggas, you get right there and it don't work out, niggas fold. They don't have the courage to keep going.
Yeah, but guess what? That come with self. You see what I'm saying? That all come with self. You see, when you get that close and fall or whatever, it still pertain to self. And why I say that, because like only you can pick you up. You see what I'm saying? Folks can give you the vocabulary, language, whatever. But you can take information the way you take it, and you know what I mean, whatever. But you still gonna do it your way. So by me saying that, it's like, cause I just went through shit like that, like seriously, like. But yourself, finding yourself. You know what I mean? So if you do fall and you this close, it means it's something around you or something that you doing or something just not right. Yeah. And you can't see it or pinpoint it at the time, but it's like in the air. And it's gonna be the, you know what I mean, the people or things or activities that you least expect. You know what I mean? So that's how they go. That's why I say I don't live life with regrets. You know what I mean? Everything is a lesson. You know what I mean? Everything put here for you. But I do believe it's two ways you can go. You know what I mean? You can go, you know what I mean? So it's like, you the decision maker at all times. You control you.
And I'm glad you spoke on that. You know what I'm saying? Because OTG, the whole movement, y'all got a lot of influence. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So with that means the youth and the younger generation look up to y'all. Yeah. So it's good that you can speak on that for the young niggas
for sure.
And shit like that. So they actually see someone they look up to and know that, like, a lot of the times we don't think we be shit because we don't think the motherfuckers we looking up to went through what we going through.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? So it's good that you spoke on that. And
it be just the behind the scenes about it.
You know what
I mean? Like, like I found myself like saying back then, you know how like when rappers or whatever, anybody used to say it like back then, era like, damn, this nigga just popped up out the blue, or damn, where you come from? I ain't, you know what I mean? But that's because they don't know behind the scenes or whatever. So once you figure out the behind the scenes era, that don't even be in your vocabulary no more. You know what I mean? Because once you doing it or whatever, but you know what you doing, but everybody don't. But you gotta force that to them. You know what I mean? Like push the issue, like, cause it's about your business, about your work, about your money or whatever. So you gotta push the issue about it all given. You know what I mean? So.
Facts, man.
Like it hard, I can't couch. Turn on eye, lose my hand if you a devil me. How the year don't make you loyal, they want you count, huh? Steady losing all these childhood memories.